Denmark has summoned the top U.S. diplomat in Copenhagen over alleged attempts to interfere with Greenland's status. Danish intelligence links several Americans, including those tied to the Trump administration, to covert influence campaigns in Greenland. Officials accuse the group of urging Greenlanders to push for separation from Denmark. Denmark's foreign minister says such actions are unacceptable and confirms an investigation is underway. Stephanie Sarug is an international correspondent for the Danish public broadcaster known by its initials DR. She joins me now live from Copenhagen. So Stephanie, tell us exactly what your network uncovered.
DR has uncovered that at least 3 Americans, all of them having connections to either President Donald Trump or the Trump administration, have been operating secret influencing campaigns in Greenland. At least one of them has been making a list, compiling names of Greenlandic citizens who are sympathetic towards Donald Trump's ambitions to take over Greenland. And the names on the list were apparently to be recruited to start a separatist movement across both Greenland and Denmark. My network has been is basing this story on interviews who have been going on for months with 8 different sources who are anonymous. We, of course, know their full identity, but it is within authorities in both Greenland, Denmark, and the U.S.
And the Danish government, including its intelligence service, has responded to DR's reporting. What do they have to say? What do they have to say about it?
Danish Prime Minister Frederiksen has stressed that this is a very worrisome matter. Danish security intelligence says that, yes, there is going different operations on in Greenland at the moment. And we also know that the Danish head of the State Department has said that if, and that is the big question, if these individuals have not been acting on their own, but under instructions from Washington, D.C., this goes completely against all international laws.
And so Denmark and the U.S. are, like Canada, members of NATO. So what do you think the effects of this operation could be?
This is obviously a very complicated situation because Denmark and the U.S. are close allies, not only in NATO, but in many different fields, both when it comes to security, culture. We have, the 2 nations have a very long shared history when it comes to culture, when it comes to defense. But the problem is that, as our head of State Department says, friends and allies, they don't spy on each other. So it is of utmost importance to get to the bottom of this. Did these individuals act under instructions from Washington, D.C.?
And even before his inauguration, Donald Trump expressed his interest in taking Greenland by force. Remind us why he covets it.
It's there are different reasons. First of all, of course, I was going to say Greenland's strategic military location, its natural resources, and also the fact that Greenland is a giant platform for influence in the Arctic region. If the U.S. controls Greenland, they are also having a much stronger position towards Russia, towards China. So there's a variety of reasons why Donald Trump is looking towards Greenland, which is, let me stress this, a part of the Danish kingdom. So foreign official interference in the Danish kingdom and the Greenlandic democracy's own matters is against international law.
And so, Stephanie, do you have a sense of how this is playing out, both in Denmark, but also in Greenland?
Quite a lot of shock, maybe not that much of a surprise. Wall Street Journal reported back in May about different sort of American campaigns on Greenlandic soil. But still a lot of anger in Greenland and in Denmark, and also the head of the U.S. Embassy was called to a very formal conversation in the Danish State Department, where it was stressed and stressed again that the U.S. has to respect the Kingdom of Denmark.
And you know, this must have soured relations between the Danish people and Greenlandic people towards the U.S. Can you tell us about that?
It is indeed a very complex situation because we saw when Donald Trump sent his son and some affiliates to Greenland, Donald Trump Jr., we saw red MAGA hats in the streets of Nuuk, the capital of Greenland. But most of this visit was orchestrated by the MAGA movement. When, let's say, the French president Emmanuel Macron visited Greenland a couple of months ago, you could see that the support of this European visit, it was stressed that Europe stands with Greenland in this question, was given a extremely warm welcome. I was in Greenland at the moment. I saw the European flag many places around the capital that day because Greenlandic people wanted to stress, we are greeting you, Emmanuel Macron. It was not the majority of us who were greeting Donald Trump. It was mainly MAGA people maybe giving out hats before it was completely understood how serious this situation could evolve. So for the moment, it's clear that Denmark, Greenland, and Europe are standing together on this matter. Apparently the fact that Donald Trump hasn't been talking about Greenland for a couple of weeks or months is not to be understood as him forgetting about Greenland. That is very clear.
Stephanie, good to talk to you. Thank you, Stephanie Sarug of Denmark's public broadcaster, live in Copenhagen.